a Requiem, Chronicles of Darkness venue, also known as Requiem for London. It is a merry time of year. Christmas has hit the streets of London, but unfortunately not the snow, only sleet and rain and ice. The Harpy of the court, Ambre Bremo, is hosting a little get-together after recently coming out of hiding as the war between the Invictus, the Carthians, and God knows what else has begun to wind down. Kindred are beginning to gather in their respective Elysiums once more. And in the spirit of festivity, and in honor of her most beloved sect, Ambre has decided to reach out to prospective neonates, young kindred, and newcomers from all across the domain. How she found all of you? Well, it's very simple. The cacophony knows everything. There's no hiding from it. So you all find yourselves outside of the location of this get-together. It is a club known as the Red Ocean. Right in the centre of London, around Westminster. Although just outside of it. Almost as if it were a deliberate choice. So yeah, you're all waiting outside to get in this club. Alexa, perhaps you could tell us how you arrive and what people see as you approach this one of many racks within the domain.
Alexa will step out from the luxury vehicle, as it were, choosing more of an upscale delivery service. Kind of look down, brush off maybe some imaginary dust off their shoulder. Just kind of look around, sneer a little bit, but proceed apace otherwise.
Okay. Cora, you are no longer muted, and as such, well, I was going to say you can explain how you get here, but perhaps it'd be more accurate perhaps it'd be more appropriate for me to explain how you got here.
It would.
So, a letter had reached your sire, personally inviting you, new up-and-comer for the Invictus, to attend a gathering of like-minded kindred. up-and-comers, potential young, ambitious successors to London's future. Your sire, being as delightful as she is, has decided to permit you, and by permit, I mean has very much required you to go to this event.
Yeah.
She has, however, given you the liberty to dress how you please.
Oh, thank God.
So you will not, as it turns out, look like an Edwardian heiress showing up to a horse race.
Oh, phew. Small favors. Am I dropped off with my handler?
Yeah. You know the guy? He's one of your sire's hanger-ons. Ghoul.
Gotcha.
I'll
So, Cora will probably get out of whatever vehicle she's being dropped off in. I'm sure it's very nice.
That's a... Yeah, it's a, It's a, expensive blue sedan.
Nice. In this case, like, she's wearing, some nice, like, a nice, well-put-together outfit for a club, but it's still tasteful at this time. She does have a couple of accents and flair that is very much her own style, however. But still within the bounds for what an Invictus should be wearing in public today. Her long black hair is actually not tied back for once, and it's just like left to fall freely. Kind of in a cloud around her. And she'll just smile to her companion and go, well, let's be off, I suppose. And she'll head towards the club.
Okay. Duncan, you're new in town. How the Harpy managed to get a hold of you is, something you may have to ask her. But, she
I
did.
assume a letter was sent ahead. My sire is normally very diligent about this sort of thing. I'll be heading up. Given this is a normal club, I won't be togged up as I am normally. I'll dress down a little bit. The vest is underneath the nice shirt, jacket, etc. I am still in a well, constantly on the lookout just in case there is anything that I need to be aware of that I can work on. I'm not quite sure exactly what this Harpy has in mind here, but I'll put myself at her disposal. So, I don't bother with fancy cars and all that sort of thing. I walk up on my own 2 feet and stand waiting with a smile, ready to get cracking.
Ready to embrace the night. Alright. And that leaves only one kindred remaining. Ever so slightly later than everybody else.
She's probably a little slow moving.
Yeah. Have you healed your injuries?
No, I don't have, I've got, well, I can, I can spend 1 blood to heal one, but that leaves me at 3.
Yes, for anyone who hasn't, who's for whom this is not their first scene, yeah, remember that you lose a blood point upon every scene you do, and you can roll a hunt for every scene you do. So 1 hunt roll and 1 blood point spent.
But other than that, no, she's still very unfortunately has most of her injuries, so she's definitely got a choker situation going on and a nice oversized sweater going on.
Okay. Looks like it'll be a little bit hot for a club room. But yeah. Fortunately, you are kindred.
Yeah.
That is your handler, by the way. Cora. Doesn't know what you see.
Nice.
So, you all enter the club room and immediately wash in an array of EDM and massive bodies are swaying to the beat. Thick red mood lighting penetrates the entirety of the room and defines the atmosphere, leaving many dark corners for people to perform perhaps less savoury acts upon each other. There's a bar all the way at the back, and it appears slick and smooth. And the whole place generally has an air of access to it. It's very dark glitz and glamour. Yes. You've all been invited to the VIP room, which is up a stairwell. And
As is only natural.
And sits on a balcony that oversees the rest of the club. When you're inside, you see this absolutely delightful face. All of you. young-looking woman and with a long white skirt and a short white shirt. Now, we'd otherwise show her midriff if it were not for the belt of the skirt. She's the currently the only kindred in known.
Cora will give a curtsy.
Oh, hello there! You must be Cora.
Yes. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise. Likewise. Kobe's favorite little girl, if I recall.
Yes, I hope to do her proud.
Oh,
I'm sure you will, my dear. Please take a seat. The blood's on tap.
Cora will do so. Take a seat.
Who else, Anders?
As Alexa enters, they will bow deeply from the waist. Alexa Fujita, at your service.
She looks at you curiously. As an aside, all of you are free to post your character face claims in the What You See channel if it suits you. She gives you a curious once-over, but will otherwise bow to you very elegantly.
I believe you assembled this little meeting, yes?
I did. With everything that's happened, nobody's had a chance to chat. And there's oh so much to catch us up on. To catch you up on.
Yes, I'm very little new to the city, so I'm very curious what's been going on.
Oh, to put it in short, a lot of bodies hit the floor.
And I assume not in the way such as, and they'll gesture out beyond the balcony towards the dance floor.
Wow. I do like to think I can run a good rave, but unfortunately no.
I feel like this is the conversation that Isabel walks in on. She's gonna awkwardly wave and just be like, oh, bodies hitting the floors in a rave would be much better as to how the bodies actually hit the floor.
Oh? You look like you could tell us a little bit about that.
I could! I really could! Do I want to?
Oh, baby, I think you do.
Verb's dead.
Well, I should pour us all some drinks then, shouldn't I? As, for Harpy, hops on over around the bar, quite jubilant. She just sort of leaps over the bar, clearly a display of, sort of a petty display of vigour. And begins pouring everybody some cold blood to drink down. As, Mr. Halleck enters.
Nice place you have.
thank you, thank you. You must be Duncan, yes?
Yes. Your news network travels fast. I've only just got into town.
The cacophony tells all. You can't keep anything from it or us. But consider it a blessing, after all. You wouldn't want the new sheriff staring you down.
No, not at all.
Hmm.
I'm here to make friends, after all.
Yes. In fact, dear Fujita could tell you a little something about that. She says is she just finishes pouring her drinks. She slides everybody a drink before raising her own glass. I was going to say Ding Dong the Witch is dead, but that hardly feels appropriate now, does it?
Coral raise her glass.
Alexa will raise theirs as well.
Isabel's gonna raise hers. Well, I mean, I feel like several people would also be singing it with you. It might just be slightly in poor taste.
And I am not a woman who does poor taste.
No, as we can obviously see from that which you surround yourself with.
Precisely. So to better times and less guillotines.
Thank God for that.
Cheers to that. And Cora will will toast.
Drink down the cold blood. It doesn't do much for you. You need a bit more, really. Cold blood never tastes as good as fresh blood. Of course, there's a whole bunch of fresh bodies down there. Now, Fujita is well sated. And Halak is... he could do with a drink, but he's not hungry yet. Isabel and Cora, however, how hungry are you two?
I'm full up.
I've got 3 BT. It's not a good situation.
Oh dear. You're right, that's a very poor situation.
It's a very poor situation that she has constantly found herself in.
Okay. Then the cold blood doesn't do much to restore your satiety. But it is a very cold reminder of what you could be having right now. And you just hear it slamming on the doors, but it's not actually coming from the room, it's like it's coming from inside your own head. Can't take much more of this.
She's gonna tighten her grip on the cup.
Do you have bigger?
I do not.
Okay, then yeah, you just tighten your grip. Everybody can roll wits empathy on Isabel, I feel like.
Sure.
So apparently...
I got 0 successes. Everything's fine.
Still good.
Isabel's fine. Everything's fine with Isabel. There's nothing wrong with Isabel. Okay. Duncan. Then, Duncan, if only because you're feeling a little bit peckish yourself, perhaps, you can definitely sense that Isabel feels similarly. Perhaps more so. She looks very, very tense.
If I rely on Auspex, can I pick up on the smell of blood from the wounds that are still present on her, or?
Yes, in fact, because you're all kindred. So the way Auspex works in this game is it doesn't actually enhance your senses. Rather, kindred have what's called predatory senses. One, this allows you to detect kindred just by looking at them, smelling them, touching them, etc. Or they're just called kindred senses, my bad. It allows you to sense certain things like breathing patterns, heartbeats, the flow of blood, the smell of blood, with immense precision, completely beyond the realm of human capacity. And you can smell it to about 3 yards or 3 meters per dot of blood potency. So the more potent your blood, the further you can sense blood. Isabella is quite close to all of you, so all of you sense that she smells of blood. There's blood on her body. You can smell the vitae that is not bleeding out of her. Kindred do not bleed, but that is much more present around her wounds, keeping her body from collapsing in on itself. In fact, it is quite strong. She is either very injured, or is putting up some sort of weird obfuscated illusion. It's possible. Kindred have done that before to trick the hungry into frenzy.
Cora just kind of gives Isabel like a kind of concerned look.
Alexa's face is that of bemusement as he sits there, or as they sit there. So, you said that you could give us information regarding these bodies hitting a floor. Yes. Please, tell us your story.
Oh, I did. I told you Verve was dead. That was the information you were getting.
Oh no, my dear. That is a statement. That is an announcement. Verve dying? That is a hero's tale. Please tell me, whomever did destroy this most callous of kindred, most vile of murderers?
Yeah, they're
I can't quite remember whether it was Charlie or Alley Cat, to be honest. I was a little busy.
The bishop? And the street girl.
There's one on the building.
And what were they doing there with you?
Well, I mean, there were more than us. Ben kind of went around gathering allies, and those of us that showed up. Those of us that didn't, I guess.
I know Benji. He's...
Skittish, yes.
Oh, no, he's wonders when it comes to these sorts of things. He was there. I'm a bit disappointed I'm hearing it from you and not from him. Surprised he kept this from me.
Oh, I mean, it just happened, so...
Oh.
Last I saw Ben, he was kind of running.
And when was this? Where was this?
A stadium? Yeah. Yeah.
You'd know it's called Twickenham Stadium.
Oh, okay.
It's just all the way off, like, the far edge of the borough of Hounslow.
But,
Oh.
it was a thing we had planned beforehand. That plan went really quickly out the window. I mean, to be fair, I guess we were expecting it.
And you managed to get Firth to stop killing Invictus for 3 seconds to come and kill you instead. How did you manage to pull that off?
Well, Chav offered her, God, I forgot his name.
Chav and Rodney Foster.
Yeah, Chav called her and offered her Rodney Foster as a prize, I guess. I don't know. I was just there because Ben asked.
Rodney and the Banshees planning a coup. Yoma, I never thought he'd get out of his damn garage. But I must say, I wouldn't have expected Ben and the Banshees to involve themselves like this. That is a surprise to me. They're normally so... distant.
Isabel kind of shrugs. I don't know. I'm a member of the Cron. I don't really.
Oh. My new best friend, then.
Okay with being a friend.
You haven't heard? My sect and yours have just come to terms.
No, I don't think I have.
Well... I suppose if we were not at terms, you probably wouldn't be in this room. You'd probably be in a very different room.
Well, then it's a good job we're at terms.
Ah, you can thank Bishop Charlie. Apparently she was there for your little coup as well. She does love to involve herself in everybody's affairs. It feels nice to have a like mind around. We should really discuss our shenanigans once we're done here.
Isabel nods slowly. Yeah,
Well,
we can do that.
I suppose that does explain. While you've arrived at my domain, shambling around like you're actually half dead.
Oh yeah, no, that's because I feel like I'm half dead.
I can tell. You look... Forgive me for saying, dear, but you look very, very haggard.
No offense taken at all. That's a accurate statement.
Your face is very much like a shriveled prune. Please don't kill any of my guests down there.
I will try my best.
Otherwise, I may have to come to terms.
Noted.
So Verve is gone. Well, I suppose that is it then. The war is over. Yes. Sorry. I've gotten a bit off track. You were saying what to me again? She looks at Duncan as if like we'd said something to her.
Duncan has, after Isabel's announcement that she is of the Crone, has kind of like subtly shifted his position to be kind of like nearer to her. It does you no good to stay in your weakened condition.
Judging by the look on her face, I'm not sure she has a choice, do you?
Not exactly.
Oh dear. Wow.
If you'd like,
Is it
I
something
can
we can
find
help?
someone for you.
Great minds. I was about to ask if there's something we could help with.
Yeah, it's like salsa.
Isabel kind of shrinks in on herself a little with everyone looking at her.
Know what? Yes, we should find someone for our hero of the night.
It shouldn't be that difficult.
A breaker of guillotines.
It's a little bit more like the guillotines broke me.
And yet still you stand with your head upon your shoulders.
Very few of us come out of such things smelling like roses. Of course. Under a kindred like me. She gives you a toothy smile.
Yes, you always smell of carnations, is that?
What did you say?
Yes, you smell of... is that carnations? Or is it lilies?
Carnations, I'm glad you noticed. You have you have strong taste. Yes,
My sire...
Oh, sorry.
My sire favoured that scent as well. I believe it's very in now.
It is, but next year we'll be back to, well, God knows only what. I'll stay here with Lady Bailey. Why don't the three of you find her someone to sate herself on? Maybe free, given the state of her. Well, go on, make it quick. She begins to shove three of you out the door.
Down to the main dance floor instead of the VIP lounge.
Yeah, she just shoos you out the room. Go find Isabel some snacks.
Just sometimes you just gotta have a snack.
Mm-hmm. So, how do people go about hunting for good Isabel? Oh, hello?
Oh, sorry, I was waiting to see how the more established kindred were doing it.
Yeah, okay. Alright, we'll start with Alexa.
Who was stepping away for a minute.
Ah, damn it.
Unfortunately.
Lol, I did not see that. Then Cora,
Yee.
how do you go hunting?
She goes hunting usually by like I forgot. Damn. Usually manipulation, just like getting people to come with her, the kind of seduction, socializing route.
Ah, so you utilize your
Wiles.
of your majesty.
Yes.
You look pretty.
I'm very pretty. Look at how
Very
pretty I
pretty.
am. With my striking looks and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Well, there's no shortage of people who want to hook up with such a striking young lady. So,
Excellent.
you can use your majesty if you like. This is the prime place.
I'm pretty full, so I'd like to use my majesty to like, obviously help get someone for Isabel.
Mm-hmm. That's very easy.
Yeah.
With awe, not everybody feels it when they're around Cora. All of you feel a strong attraction to her. Like she is the center of the room, center of attention, and you really just want to hang out with her. She's the life of the party, the belle of the ball. Everything one would idolize in a person.
She definitely seems a lot more in her element around people,
Hmm.
as opposed to upstairs. Definitely like chatting and kind of flitting about, pulling off someone because let's have a good time. You're going to love my friend.
Oh, they're gonna love your friend.
They will.
They're gonna love your friend.
Don't like how you said that, Bishop.
They're gonna love your friend.
They will. So I'm going to bring some friends for So I'm going to bring friends for Isabel.
Yeah, everybody sees Cora. I mean, even you become sort of a morass. Can everybody roll me a power stat? A power stat is strength, intelligence, or presence, plus your blood potency. That would be Duncan and Alexa, but not Isabel.
So you said strength, intelligence.
Strength, intelligence,
presence.
or presence.
Okay. I'll
One
be
of
going
those
with
three.
plus blood potency, correct?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Duncan, you succeed. Alexa?
I think I did that wrong. I didn't add the dice bot, that's the problem.
Dicebot is disappointed. Alright, so that's... You both succeed, so... Your emotional attraction to Cora is intense. But you push outward with your beasts, with your predatory aura, and you force back whatever bewitchment she has placed over you.
Aww. But everyone should love me.
Unfortunately, these two kindred do not. Something that may have to change in the near future, wouldn't you agree?
Agree.
Yeah, that's the exact same thing I did last time.
However, Alexa has taken up a substantial portion of mortal attention in the room, which has made it substantially harder for you to hunt and perhaps get your portion of the meal for dear Isabel. Are you content to let Cora handle it, or do you perhaps want to grab one mortal for yourself? Or for Isabel, rather. Wouldn't want her to show you both up, after all.
Well, I'm not particularly hungry, and I don't really see a reason to aid this individual.
I'm gonna be heading out around back, seeing if I can catch some drunken party goer going out for a slash, and basically smash his face into the wall and try and pass this off as a mugging, or leave him conked out on the cobbles with, his trousers around his ankles.
Brutal. Yeah, there's a couple people hanging around the back. Cigarette goers. This person on the side just having a whiz, as you say. Don't make me a dex stealth. No penalties. Your target is quite inebriated.
I am not very stealthy, but we'll see. No. Not very stealthy at all.
He finishes his piss, but he sees you coming as he pulls up his trousers. And lazily makes his way over towards you. Doesn't seem like a particularly angry drunk. Although he does look to push his way past you.
That's fine. I'm strong enough I can just hold him and grab him. Although, again, I'm going to be conscious of whether there's anyone else around.
Not anyone on this corner, no.
Bad luck for you, mate. And I'm going to try and grab and feed.
Alright, just make me a strength roll check.
Sure.
Oh yeah, 3 successes, easy. Yeah, he's dude's chunk out of his mind. It's pretty easy to lazily just he just ends up falling into your grip, and you just sink your fangs into him.
Wonderful.
To which he's unable to respond. When you
So is that 3 blood I get from him if we're going by the hunting rules. Is that a thing?
When it comes to an ordinary mortal, you can take up to their stamina levels in blood safely. For most models, that is 2. For particularly healthy models, that is 3. If you don't, they'll become drained and, well, become much more vulnerable to sickness. In fact, they become quite sick as a result. But that is really, it really just depends on how much you really give a damn about this person's well-being. So you can take more than 3 blood points from this person, but it will put their health at risk. If you take 4 or more, they'll need immediate medical attention.
No, that's fine. I'll grab 3.
Okay.
And then I'll sort of prop him up by the bins.
Dude's
And
barely conscious. Just sort of making incoherent, slurred whisperings.
I'll kind of like pat him on the back and see slip the
What did you do?
I'll see if I can pop round and get the bouncer to. I'll slip the bouncer some money and see if they can call him a taxi,
Alright.
and then I'll head back inside.
Bouncer's a surprisingly nice guy, he's all for it.
That's my civic duty done.
Alright,
So I'm probably a little bit later than the others in coming back, but yeah.
yeah. So, and Alexa, were you looking for anybody, or were you just happy to sort of watch?
I'm happy to just sit someplace comfortable and bask in the radiance that is our Harpy.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so when you take a quick seat and monitor Cora for a few brief moments as she sort of flits from group to group, you notice someone. It is this person in the What You See channel. He is keeping a very vigilant eye out. You sense his predatory aura. Needless to say, you already know who this man is.
Does he seem to just be watching? He's not actively seeking my attention.
He notices you and he just nods his head, but he doesn't seem to be actively seeking your attention. He is keeping eyes out over this club. He doesn't remain too long in any one spot. He'll spend a few minutes in a booth and then he'll move on. He doesn't dance. He doesn't really have a sense of spirit, you could say.
A little cold, aloof.
Yeah, he's very aloof. He remains
I would
quite
expect
detached
nothing less. Alexa would just nod in return and continue just surveying the crowd.
See, he texts something on his phone, and you receive a message. It simply has: keep an eye out, don't want any breaches tonight.
A simple, of course, sir.
As it appears, a gangrel has brought their familiar into the bar. Disgraceful. Woeful lack of decorum right there. But yeah, all of you begin heading back up. Cora, as you head back up, there's someone that sort of joins you among the mortals. You haven't seen them before, but they are kindred. They have a predatory aura. A young man, in a sort of fashionable white jumper, and black jeans, curly hair. And bright skin. Despite his predatory aura, he is breathing and he is warm to the touch, and his skin is flush with life.
Cora just kind of smiles and goes, "Hello, I don't think we've been introduced yet. I'm Cora."
Ah, hey, yeah, no, I saw you down there. I'm Ash.
Do you have a thing for me, or-
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Did you get an invite from the Harpy?
She just kind of glances at the mortals and smiles. "Yes, I was invited to the party upstairs. Just bringing some friends."
Ah, right, I get you.
"Are you invited? Do you want to walk up with me?"
Sure thing. I'm not invited, but I come down here quite a lot.
Ah, then I'm sure the Harpies. I'm sure the owner of the club is quite familiar with you.
Yeah, we're good friends. You know, well, family and all that, right?
I definitely understand how that can be. She gives kind of a rueful smile.
Is something wrong?
No, not at all. Just ruminating on family.
So our troubles?
That may have been why.
No troubles at all. My sire is quite lovely.
Sorry, I'm getting the bloody people around me. He just sort of whispers that to himself. Oh, whispers that to you, sorry. I'm referencing the mortals that are diligently following you.
Yeah. She's a very lovely benefactor. And I forget too, gosh.
You look like,
I haven't been out in a while.
Yeah. You look like, he just sort of whispers to you. You look like family, actually. You David?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Either way.
he sort of nods to himself as if like, yeah, I got it. Like, I figured it out. And,
Finger guns.
he doesn't quite do that, but he just says, too pretty not to be, huh?
Seems to be a common affliction with our family.
It should be
She
noted
gives another grin at that.
that Ash himself is quite handsome.
But yeah, I was just telling all of these lovely people, she looks at the mortals to remind herself that they're there, that they'd love to meet my friend. She's upstairs waiting.
I guess.
Let's go.
You want me to find anyone for her?
I mean,
Yeah.
more people probably wouldn't be amiss. She's been through a lot lately. I think she could use a lot of friends.
Okay.
Alright. I'll get somebody for you.
Thanks, Ash.
No problem. I'll see you in a bit, Cora.
Sounds peachy. I'll see you soon.
Peachy? People still use that word?
No, I've just been hanging out with some old-fashioned people. I haven't gotten out a lot lately, like I said.
Well, hey, I'm glad you got out tonight.
Me too, it's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. He'll, just head back on down. And wouldn't you know it, he grabs a model within half a minute.
Nice.
He damn smooth. By smooth, he cheats. There's only a Dava can cheat.
We're good at cheating.
You are. But you all make it back up to the VIP room. And Isabel, you are growing oh so hungry. And it is torturous beyond reason. And, well, the Harpy is not helping. Amber is not helping at all.
Oh yeah, of course she's not.
She just won't stop going on. She is prying you open like a tin can for information. But eventually, sweet reprieve as your compatriots return with a small group of mortals. And nary a few seconds later, so does an unfamiliar face, a handsome young man with curly hair and blooming skin.
Isabel's gonna give them very grateful looks.
Ah, the prodigal children return.
Cora just beams and is like, I brought some friends.
Very, very, very tasty looking friends.
Yeah, a couple of the models walk up to Isabel and say, "Oh, are you the person Cora told us about? You're so lucky
I'm
to have
going
her.
to.
It's
Yeah,
delightful to meet you." And they just,
it's nice to meet you too.
that's great.
Yes. This is my friend
amazing.
Isabel. Everyone, she's wonderful. You should definitely get to know her.
Yeah, wow.
Isabel's starting to shrink in on herself again.
I can't believe you guys had VIP access. Wow.
Oh yes, it's to die for.
Alexis, there's just an eye roll from Alexa at the damn pun.
One of her girls go, "Yeah, sick," and she goes to grab a drink. So Isabel, you got 3 people who are at Cora's request getting awfully cozy with you.
Isabel's probably looking a little bit more than slightly uncomfortable. Cora, what did you say to these people?
Just that you were a good friend of mine and that they had to meet you.
Yeah, Cora. Cora, come over. You want a drink?
Oh yeah,
Oh
definitely.
God,
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah. God, would I?
Well, the young woman behind the bar will pour everybody some drinks. Of course, as well. You cannot drink it.
Can't drink
Cora.
that. Can't drink that.
You can't.
Cora will,
You don't have the Blush for Life active, unfortunately.
Cora will just lounge nearby with the drink in her hand.
The models are much more drawn to you, Cora, than they are to Isabel, so they tend to stick more with you than they do with her.
Yeah. Cora's gonna be near Isabel, so like,
Yeah.
you know, just so they all stay near her so she can get her shot.
They'll take a seat on the couch at the left side of the room with you and Isabel.
And I'll pour like 2 more drinks of the cold blood for me and Isabel, be like, time for double fisting. So we both have something we can drink. It's the age-old club.
Uh-huh.
Looks just watching like this whole little exchange very intently, making sure the hungry kindred does not misstep.
Cora's just gonna try to keep them all distracted and stuff and close to Isabel, so whenever she wants to take a drink, she can.
Oh man, Isabel's scared. She's scared to death she's gonna kill one of these people!
Well, unfortunately, your beast really does want to kill one of these people.
Uh-huh,
right now.
exactly! Oh god, that's wonderful. Let's see. I got a -3 dice.
Did Cora say her full name?
I think I did at some point. Cora Azarola.
Miss Azarola, perhaps you and a couple of your friends should take Miss Isabel for a more secluded avenue.
Ah, what a wonderful idea, Mr. Fujita. And she'll just pull up a couple of the people by the hand and go like, Isabel, let's go show them around the place. We'll be back soon. And she kind of blows a kiss to the ones that remain.
Isabel gets up to follow her.
Isabel, could you actually roll me your what's your highest power stat? Intelligence, strength, or presence? I assume it's intelligence.
It's intelligence.
Roll me that plus your blood potency, please.
With the dice penalties from the wounds or no?
No,
okay.
No. Okay. So you are very taken by Cora for whatever reason. She is positively a magnetic, and you cannot take your eyes off her. And anything she does, you cannot help but approve of. She is the light in your life right now.
Oh yes, I will die for her.
I would die for her. I would kill for her. Either way, what bliss.
So yes, you 100% follow Cora wherever she goes, along with her little mortal friends.
Okay.
So Cora will find somewhere more secluded. And just kind of smile encouragingly at Isabel.
Not many places that much more encouraging than a VIP room. There's not really any side room or anything.
Like the VIP room toilets.
Maybe, yeah.
Or a balcony, maybe.
Romantic and classy.
There is a balcony for you, yeah. So you can head up to the balcony. And there's one of the models. Which one did you take? Two young men and a young woman.
I'll take one of the young men.
Okay. Yeah, looks like a uni grad.
Of course. They're so easy.
Yeah, a bit rough around the edges, but he seems nice enough. Early to mid-20s.
Isabel's gonna apologize profusely.
Hmm. Alright. So do you, so he actually just goes to, what are you apologizing for?
You probably don't want to know.
Hey, don't worry about it. Cora's here, right?
Yeah, that might be
Yeah.
your only saving grace.
Man, that's a nice view. Man, you sure know how to pick your spots, Cora.
I do. Very pretty. I'm gonna like try to block to like just kind of like distract the guy.
Yeah, he's looking
Kinda like-
directly at you. He can't take his eyes off you.
Excellent.
Cool.
And
While he's
give,
staring at Cora, I guess I will,
Just gonna bite him.
yeah.
and like so I'm gonna try to position myself so like I'm against the balcony so he's looking at me.
Mm-hmm.
Like try to give them some privacy.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, Cora distracts him and then just tries to mosey on off. Why does Isabel bites him?
Oh no, I'm not like giving them privacy. I'm trying to like shield them from the view of everyone else.
Ah, fair enough. So you just put yourself up against the railing of the balcony.
Yeah.
Fair enough, yeah. Alright. Yeah. Alright, Isabel. You bite him. He's immediately subsumed with the ecstasy of the kiss. You're gonna need to make me a frenzy check now.
Oh god.
Yeah, okay, so there's gonna be some math I need to do here.
No
Because
whammies.
I've got -2 from Bestial.
As you enter sorry, as you do that, Ash is just gonna say to Alexa, why is there so much blood here?
I'm sorry, what was that?
The handsome man with curly hair who was sat not too far from you just sniffs the air and is like, and narrows his eyes and like, why is there so much blood? What? He just sort of looks vaguely in Isabel's direction. You also see that gentleman, as we shall call him, the gentleman to which you are acquainted, enters the room. He's just looking directly at the balcony as if he doesn't need an explanation, but he looks directly to you and he begins walking over in that direction.
Do I get another? Is it -1 or -2 for tempted?
It stacks. So how many times did you roll frenzy last scene?
I think just one.
Then it's just a -1 die.
Okay.
Now-
So
You also have other penalties on you, unfortunately.
do I still have the wound penalties too with this?
Wound penalties and
Okay. So I'm not real. I have no dice for this.
That's okay. So this is something that you can do. That you did restore all of your willpower. So what you can do is you can spend a variable amount of willpower. This will give you a single turn of lucidity per willpower point spent. In addition, it will give you 1 extra die to resist frenzy for each willpower point you spend. Normally you get +3 dice to any one roll by spending willpower. For frenzy, it is different. You only get 1 dice per additional willpower, per willpower you spend. But you can spend as much willpower as you like.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and spend 2.
Okay, so you'll gain 2 turns. So you'll gain about 10 to 12 seconds of lucidity. Even if you failed a frenzy check, you'll still be able to keep your beast back for just short enough a period of time to at least get away from this man. But this place is so full of models, you're not sure where your beast would take you if you failed.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yep. So that'll give you 2 dice to roll at least.
When he starts heading towards the balcony, I will look to the individual across from me and basically, another matter is drawing my attention now that you mention that. And then I'll stand up and basically take up like a step or two behind the man.
Okay. So, Isabel, you have -3 from wound penalties, if I recall. -1 from...
Oh, okay, shit. No, I only had 1 dice.
You had
Alright,
1
so no,
dice.
that knocked off that success. I failed that.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Well, you have 2 turns, but you will enter frenzy. So it is when you begin to feed from him. You can take 1 blood point per turn as your blood potency only allows you to... Actually, no, you can take 2 blood points per turn because you have blood potency too.
I do.
So you can take 2 blood points immediately. And then 2 on the other turn, but then you'll enter frenzy. And of course you don't want to take 4 blood points from the poor guy. So you have 2 turns to decide what you want to do as the beating and the screaming inside your head just drowns out the music.
I'll
And
go ahead and just
this is
take
all before
3.
we actually get to what the Harpy actually wants us for.
She just wanted to get you all together for a chat and to introduce you to everybody.
Oh, that's nice of her.
Yeah, she's actually been quite lovely, and now Isabel's about to ruin it.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just take 3 blood points from him to put me at 6.
Ooh, that's quite a lot. Okay, that puts you up to 6. That will use up both turns of lucidity.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll devour him.
Is there anything I can do to stop this?
Roll me wits empathy.
Alright. It's... Okay. I got 1 success.
Okay. Then, as you begin to see Isabel feed, you can see she clamps down of her fangs far too hard, and you can see almost rapid gesticulations from her body. She is going to enter frenzy. In fact, you know this. It's obvious. She's going to drain this person completely dry. Perhaps the most you could do is use your majesty to entice her to feed on you instead, or try and strike her down before she can do any damage. Do any more damage to this mortal before she kills him.
I'm not very strong, so majesty it is.
Your majesty will not entice her to do anything other than feed from you. When someone is in frenzy, they're more or less impossible to manipulate, mentally or emotionally, other than redirecting them to a different source of their own frenzy. So, if they want to feed on Joe over there, you could maybe use Dominate to get them to feed on somebody else, or you could use Majesty to get them to feed on you.
I don't have any Dominate, so majesty it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine as long as she's not killing that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a juice box for a reason. Guess she gets to figure that out now. So she's gonna call Mr. Fujita, and then Majesty Isabel to choose me instead.
Okay. So are you going? I assume you're going to use Majesty too.
Yeah,
Which is called
I have
Confident.
two or 3, whatever works best.
2 in this case. You'll need Green Eyes only works if somebody is already charmed. So.
Oh yeah.
It is roll me your presence plus empathy plus majesty, and Isabel, roll your resolve plus blood potency. Whoever has the most successes wins.
You said what plus?
Presence plus empathy plus majesty.
Okay. Is this like the other system where I can use a willpower?
Yes, you can spend a willpower to gain plus 3 dice.
I will do that.
Willpower, as you do not regain it every night.
Wound
Okay.
penalties count on this or no?
Wound penalties will counter this.
Okay.
5 successes.
Only one,
Exceptional
so.
success. Okay. Alright. So, the exceptional success means that Isabel will not only be charmed by you after this scene, but it will persist into the next scene.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So once Isabel comes to, she'll be completely enraptured with you, Cora. She will love you.
Oh, joy.
My best friend.
Yes, new friend.
Yeah, so, Isabel, you're suddenly overcome with a need not to feed on this person. This person's cheap, they're a human there. Blood is thin to your beast, but that over there, that is a kindred. That one will taste better. And you're just gonna leap on Cora.
Yelp.
The mortal is shoved to the floor, kind of leaving him a bit dazed and shocked, in a strange state of pain but in reverie. But everybody sees this, by the way, as Isabel begins feasting on Cora, well, she'll start. Cora, you'll lose 2 blood points. Isabel, you'll gain 2.
Awesome.
And Isabel, you'll continue to feed on Cora until you are full.
Okay, fantastic. With 2 blood potency, I'm not sure what full is.
Your blood potency 2 is 11 blood.
Oh, okay.
So you're gain 2.
I'm at 8.
5, 7. You gained 3. Yeah, so it puts you to 8. Unfortunately, before you can gain any more blood, you were unceremoniously ripped from Cora's tender care. Alexa, you see your sire just unceremoniously pull off the frenzying Isabel.
Yeah, that's basically what I figured was going to happen.
You want to help him?
So I realized I made a mistake in my my character creation.
Oh dear. It's okay. I'm just going to have him roll respective. But...
I would probably be stepping in as well at this point.
yeah.
I'm not exactly strong, but
Harpy's eyes have gone completely wide, and she looks, well... Let's just say let's be charitable and say she looks less than pleased.
I would probably go to the mortal and see how he's doing.
After hitting the floor like that, and after having quite a lot of blood drained from him... Oh, I think this actually results in him being knocked unconscious. Which is a bit problematic. He also has a pretty deep bite scar on his neck.
Well, we can lick that wound closed, no?
Let me see. It might only be Isabel that can lick it closed.
Damn it, woman.
I will say that you can... It doesn't really specify so much. It's just sort of the vampire can lick the wound afterwards, leaving no trace of her feeding. So it doesn't specify too much. So I'll say that you can, although, yeah. He is bleeding quite heavily right now.
Then I will seal the wound.
Okay. Seal the wound. You'll still need to sort of clean up his collar. It's, well, there's blood on it, unfortunately. He hasn't been bleeding too much. It's not spattered all over the place, but he'll need cleaning up.
I mean that's not too much of a problem.
Hmm.
What what is he wearing? As far like, is this just like a polo shirt or club wear kind of deal?
Yeah, it's just big club wear, you know, like cool, like a blue jacket and white shirt underneath and jeans, and it's relatively casual. Isabel, what's your defense again?
3.
Okay. Okay, yeah, he unceremoniously rips you off, drags you into the VIP room, and just slams you to the floor and holds your head down to the ground with his foot.
Once Cora gets her bearings again, she'll come back into the VIP room.
Cora, be a
Mhm.
dear. Bring me something alcoholic.
Yeah, of course. She'll go get her drink from earlier and bring it back. The one she couldn't drink.
And Alexa will basically use the drink and with like a napkin that they keep in their breast pocket and dab at the blood. Basically smear it out, make it look like it was a drink spilled instead of blood.
I'm not sure that's worth it. Might be best just to lose the top entirely and then make him feel pretty drunk.
Well, we can always rip the collar off. Make it look like he had a little bit too much fun.
Alexa, he's neither of these suggestions.
Alexa.
With that, they will
That's
go
your,
inside.
That's your sire, Alexa.
Yeah, they'll immediate attention, like whoop, gone.
Don't forget.
I plan to, sir.
Alexa, what he is referencing is the power of Dominate. With Dominate 1, you can actually make somebody forget the events, like a short-term event, so you could make him just forget this entire event actually happened. But he's currently unconscious.
Yeah,
but
that
as soon as
was,
he wakes up,
Yep, that's actually what I was talking about. I messed up on my character creation because I put points into empathy instead of expression.
oops. He's a model though, he'll be easy to manipulate. Models don't get blood potency.
Yeah, when he... yeah, it would be intelligence plus potency for me. And I guess because it's not a skill check, it doesn't suffer the dice penalty for being for the expression being untrained. Yes.
Yeah, when it comes to discipline checks, you just don't get the empathy dice. So.
Yeah, so this would just be my intelligence plus dominate.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, none of the models have actually reacted to this, and if anyone's paying attention, Duncan and Alexa perhaps, given that they're closest, will see that both Ash and the Harpy have used their own powers of majesty to completely enthrall the other two models. As well as the one that Ash brought back with him. They're currently just engaging in cozy and mildly flirtatious behaviour with them on the couch.
Wonderful. Oh well, that'll fix it right up. I will be keeping an eye on Isabel though, to make sure she don't get dinged up too bad.
Isabel, you begin to come out of frenzy now, and well, you're currently no longer tasting the sweet taste of vitae, but rather the repugnant taste of liver and gum on the shoe of the man holding you down. An Asian man wearing an unbuttoned suit. And it's pretty formal office wear. He's just holding you down with his foot.
She's probably gonna claw at the shoe for a second and get a very muffled "get off."
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
His boot moves down to your chest. Again, the models just aren't reacting at all. It's like they're just completely overlooking the situation. Almost as if they can't process it, they can only process Ash and Amber. But his boot moves down to your chest, and he says, "What do you have to say for yourself?" His accent is quite thick.
Her eyes are gonna kind of dart around the room. I should have come out tonight.
You don't bring your predations to the domains of others. Is that clear?
She nods vigorously.
To be fair, the Harpy did give her permission.
No one was given permission to lose control. I do not expect it to happen again. Well, we understood, he says, looking at Isabel.
Yes, sir.
Maybe we should call it a night early. I can see you back to your flat if you want, Isabel.
Isabel nods.
As the Harpy just rests on the lap of one of the young men, she just says to the man who held you down, Isabel, she just says, thank you, Sheriff." Sheriff just nods and exits. Nods at Alexa.
I will handle the young man, sir. Consider it done.
He nods at you again. I'll be downstairs if anybody needs me. And he heads out of the room. Well, Isabel, you have some blood to heal your wounds now.
Yay!
How many wounds do you have? Let me double check here.
Cora will like
I'll,
I have
offer to help Isabel up.
6 lethal now because I healed the one bashing I had at the very beginning of
yeah, myself and I think Cora are going to help Isabel up off the floor.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Alright.
I
Let's,
gotta start playing around with it.
As you go to help up Isabel, the Harpy just sees the other mortals out, apart from Ash, who hangs on to his. As he'll gesture towards you. He does it with a smile on his face so as not to distract the mortal too much, but it's clear like the way in which he beckons you is a little bit tense. Like it's a little bit hurried.
Beckons who, sorry?
He'll beckon Cora over.
Cora will head over. Sit next to him.
Statistically
He
speaking,
just whispers something into the young woman's ear, which just causes her to sort of giggle very flirtatiously, and she just
probably
sort of settles on that to you, and sort of exposes herself to you. Seeming
Horrible.
open invitation to drink.
Cora will give a grateful smile to Ash and then take us. She'll sip. Get back what I lost.
It's delicious every time.
Nom nom.
oh, nice. Have I shown you a picture of mine?
But she's even more blissed now that she's
I have the voice actor from.
it's as if she's in some fantasy land, barely even registering what's going on around her.
Excellent. Glad I could help make her evening better.
Oh, I have the white over.
So that's 2 I lost and 2 I'm getting back?
So from
Is that 2 I've lost and 2 I'm getting back?
Yes, so you're back on 4.
Sweet.
Will the Harpy stop us from me trying to get Isabel out of the situation as quickly as possible?
No. If Isabel and you want to leave, she won't stop you. She will have as she sort of walks towards the door.
Unless
So-
there's anything you'd still want to do here.
Isabel's gonna whisper towards Duncan. Oh, Constantine's pissed.
That's okay. I can be convinced not to tell.
there's some of the boxes.
Convinced how?
Well, considering you just did almost murder a morsel on my domain and endanger the masquerade, I could do with a favor.
Yeah, I can do that.
That's good.
Thankfully, we did avoid a murder.
Yes, you are still the hero of the evening, in spite of all the odds. What would a hero be after all without their loving companions?
Dead, probably.
Very true. I appreciate your realism.
That's how all the stories go, at least.
What? Well, I suppose there are a lot of stories about dead vampires out right now, I suppose. Yes.
I do believe the power of friendship is a common theme in most stories.
Yes, although they really work out the way they do in those stories.
as much as I appreciate realism, sometimes it's nice to see a fun dream play out.
Mm-hmm. Better perhaps that you lost your temper here, however, than at the Elysium in a week's time. Now that would be embarrassing, and might have even cost you your head. The sheriff was quite charitable to you back that he's fairly so lenient.
Yes, I'm very, very thankful.
You caught him in a good mood.
A very good mood.
No.
Then again,
Oh no.
I try to ensure that he's well accommodated. I try to ensure that everybody's well accommodated.
You've been quite the gracious host.
But sometimes we get a bit carried away, don't we? She just
I
sort of-
look forward to visiting more in future.
It was a delight to have you. You know, it's refreshing to have an acolyte who does not want to immediately cut off my head as some sort of indictment to faith.
I don't cut off heads, Mum. I just make sure that if people want to cut off heads, they get that opportunity.
There's some. I don't.
You're cutting in and out a bit there, Isabel.
Yeah, I think there's just some people that don't need to be given that opportunity.
Perhaps. Nevertheless, my sire spoke quite highly of you. Said she liked your style.
Well, I do in fact love hers as well. We have similar styles, really. She's one of the few acolytes I've met who've been willing to hold a conversation with me. I'm glad she's rubbed off on you. It's...
Well, no, we wanted to keep things professional between us. Thank you for your hospitality, Harpy. I think we'll be on our way.
Very well. You take care of baby girl over there.
Before the two of them head off, Cora will give her number to Isabel with a warm smile and be like, let's meet up again.
Isabel's gonna look from it to her and kind of nod. And she's gonna be like, if I'm ever let out of my house, if I'm telling you right now that it's not gonna be good if certain people find out.
Oh, you're not the only one, Cora.
Pardon?
Oh, well, I suppose talk about not getting let out of her house again. Harpy just went, oh, you're the only one.
Cora will just give a conspiratorial smile and go, oh, I totally understand how that can be.
See you soon, dear Duncan, dear baby girl. I'll tell Murph that you stopped by. She's of your blood.
Isabel's gonna give Duncan a look at that one.
I'm sure I'll meet the rest within this fair city shortly.
Yes, and definitely Murph. She's the new keeper. Rather the old keeper. Old and new keeper. It's a story.
She is quite nice. Met her once. She's better than other alternatives.
Ah, yes, I think I've met some of the alternatives.
I hope I'm not one of those alternatives.
Maybe we do need to speak, Cora.
Perhaps. I've met some very interesting people in the Crone when I was asking more about the religion.
Lex is just gonna quirk an eyebrow at that.
Just a
Cora
note,
just gives-
sermons are on Sundays, given that we're all competing with each other now.
Ah, well, I'm doing quite a bit of exploring, so I did want to visit your faith as well.
Ah. I'll put you in touch with Mother Wren.
Thank you.
But I believe you all had somewhere to be.
Regrettably. Lovely to meet you, though.
Lovely to meet you. So sad we could only keep things professional.
Tonight.
She smirks. If there's anything you ever need to know about our fair domain, you know who to come to.
Oh dear.
I
You'll
thank you
be
for that.
first on my list.
I'm the first on everybody's lists.
Well, I mean, not everyone's. Isabel's gonna slap a hand over her mouth.
I'm just gonna like put a hand at like the small of Isabel's back and just kind of gently try and push her away.
Oh my.
There's this immediate it's this delightful smile marred only by her fangs as she just looks so sweetly at dear Isabel. She's pushed out the door. That just holds on her until the door finally shuts.
I did not think that one's mouth could get her in more trouble, but I suppose I will continue to be surprised.
I feel at this rate your sire's going to cut it off.
Mouths always get people in more trouble if they try hard enough. Ask me how I know.
Ash just goes, how do you know?
I spent a lot of time with Carthians on one of my assignments.
Yeah, that'll do it. They don't have a lot of smart ones in this town. A lot of
So
fucking wise guys though.
So I've heard. I've only met one of them, however.
Yeah.
Someone named Natalia.
Natalia. Never heard of her. But
Mm,
I have. She was blood hunted. She still is blood hunted, I think.
oh dear. That's
Carthians.
unfortunate.
Didn't know that she was with the Carthians now.
She introduced herself to me as a Carthian.
Oh. Oh dearie me. Well, I suppose the chicken has flown the coop.
Explains why she had a story about being framed.
Framed. Well, I suppose she can beg her her case to the new prince. It
I suppose
was
so.
Graves who had her hunted, and well, his position is now in contention.
Yes, I heard there's a few different people. Suppose we'll have to see what happens.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've heard that one of the crone is going to throw their hat into the ring. But I think things will work out between them and Stanford. Because-
Yes.
um,
Apologies. One named Morgan. I've met her.
Oh, and what do you think of her?
I think that she's an interesting character for sure.
She's gonna roll.
She gives a-
entity on you.
She gives a wry smile at that. Very firm in her convictions.
Okay. How does Cora really feel about her?
Cora is kind of scared of her and a little bit annoyed that she got dominated. But what she said was true. She was just trying to say the things that weren't bitchy.
One could say she's quite, she has quite the presence.
Yes, she was very willing to demonstrate that very presence in front of me. It was awe-inspiring.
You must have felt ever so strongly.
I did, at the time. I'm not quite used to those of her caliber, and it felt like being in front of a deity.
Some say she is.
I could see why they think that.
I'm not among those kindred. There
My
is only
Cyrus-
one god, and it is certainly not her.
My Cyrus explained my folly and that feeling that I had.
It happens to the best of us. A fledgling thrown into the deep end of the pool.
It is the best way to learn,
Hmm.
Cora says, with a hand to her neck.
Although it appears you saw I had to hold your head above water.
I'm afraid so. There's always been, I think, points where some of us flounder. I'm willing to learn from the mistakes I've made and hold my own head above water now.
Well, I think you handled yourself well this evening, Ash just says.
She looks like she would be breathing a sigh of relief right now. Thank you. I didn't know what else to do at the moment.
It
I
was a
figured better me than the mortal.
pretty brave thing to do, throwing yourself in front of another kindred like that.
Well, I've never had to put myself in that position, and I hope I never have to again. But I think I'd be throwing stones if I were to besmirch another young one for losing control. You know? I've felt my beast at points. And I've been very lucky, but who knows if that will always be the case.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah. Someone else had to. Something that.
You're strong for being able to retain control for so long.
Hey, I wonder if I can.
That was impressive. I was able to... If she hadn't been able to keep control so long, I think it would have been much worse.
Oh no, I was complimenting you, not her. She lost her shit.
Oh. As I said, it was all I could think at the time. I don't know if you guys heard me cough, but I try to give a warning.
We were already on the way.
Oh, good.
The smell was, quite... odious.
I think the battle must have really taken it out of the people that partook. Was this person that they defeated strong?
Oh, Verve? Yeah, she's a monster. Are you serious?
I'm pretty new to the domain, so I hadn't heard of her before.
Well, let me educate you, my dearest Cora. My dearest friend.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Well, Miss Corbet would expect nothing less from me anyway. Verve Thackeray fortunately was, the head of a little group within the Carthian movement called the Guillotine Party. You could only guess their political views.
Hmm. Yeah, I can guess it wouldn't do so well for folks like me.
You would be correct. Very incorrect. Unfortunately, when everything, went to hell in a handbasket, those views took a bit of a turn. Eat the rich became less eat the rich and more eat everyone that isn't a Carthian.
Oh,
Available for that.
She and her guillotines have caused so many problems for this domain, everything from masquerade breaches to mountains of corpses to dead kindred. I will say they did do us a bit of a favour in taking out some of the less reputable figures of your particular group. Just my honest opinion. I found House Valerius to be far more
Yeah, I was
upfront in its dealings, and certainly more ethical. Not a word I normally use. But House Blacktoon, well, their little experiments at the Shard leave a bit of a sour taste in everybody's mouths.
so I've heard.
As do the Ordo, but, well, easy for me to say when there's no Ordo here. Still, I'm going to say it. Yes. And of course I must thank you, Alexa.
It was mostly my sire's doing. I merely cleaned up.
Yeah, actually, did you roll dominate? I think you did.
I got 1 success.
Yeah, you can rewrite his memory of those events. It's easy. Still, it is a talent, being able to clean up the messes of others.
One that House Valerius is proud to provide.
Cora smiles. Ah, I see that we're of the same house.
Well, how about that? Working together without even knowing.
Ah, it's always a good feeling, isn't it?
Yes.
A number of Valerians. Are any of you part of the Valerian faith?
Not as of yet, but I am exploring faiths currently.
James has no idea.
And she has no intention of telling you, because she's a sanctified. You're gonna be a good Christian boy.
Cora's like, I'll explain later.
Well,
If he looks confused.
Alexa probably knows, but James knows nothing about the religion stuff. So, in this venue,
It's like they worship like Valerius as a god or something, right, Bishop?
Oh, pardon?
At a game level, House Valerius, what we know being members of the house, like the religion worships Valerius.
Oh, they
As,
worship
like,
Valerius
Jupiter?
as a god. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, James, think of Valerius as sort of the Mithras of this game.
okay, yeah, I read a little bit about Valerius.
Yeah.
What is my sire's take on that?
He doesn't follow any faith so far. He is faithless.
Oh, lucky.
Then Alexa is also probably faithless.
My sire is Linkea. She's a good Christian girl.
Yeah.
Inches closer to the crone or Valerius.
And you will be a good Christian girl too, damn it.
I mean, yes. Just like the Irish Catholics, who are very good Christian pagans. What?
Or you'll join the faith of Hilarious and be a good Valerian girl.
I could be a good Valerian girl.
So I guess when that question is posed, Alexa would just say, I find that my time is better invested on more corporeal ideals.
Huh. Well, I'd love to have a chat with you about that sometime, Alexa. Ash just says.
Has Ash revealed what covenant?
Nope.
Yeah. So. Oh. Well, I'm always up for learning things.
I don't think I've introduced myself to you. I'm very sorry. Ash. Unconquered. Which is a nickname for the Invictus. One of the prouder ones. They use that term quite proudly. The Invictus view themselves as the unconquered fraction, or the unconquered segment of the Camarilla, which fell millennia ago.
Cora brightens at that. Ah! In case it wasn't obvious by my house, I am also unconquered.
Here you are. Would you like to talk again sometime?
That'd be lovely, yes.
Yeah. Let's get to know you better. I've been trying to get out some more. I've been trying to lay low ever since this war kicked off. I mean, I've been around. I was at the Dava family gathering hosted by, and he snaps his fingers and points at the Harpy, who just gives, just puts her hands on her face and just looks very faux embarrassed.
I'm sad I missed it.
It was probably before you got here. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't arrive that long ago.
Yeah. I'd love to show you around town.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that my sire would be amenable to such a thing.
You seem to be on quite the tight leash there, Miss Azaroya.
She fidgets a little bit at that. Part of being a fledgling, I'm afraid. I did have some run-ins, as we mentioned, so it turns out I have a lot more to learn.
Oh, we are always learning, are we not?
It's true, and hopefully I can show my sire that I can comport myself well enough to, well, not embarrass our line.
I mean, technically you can do it.
Yes. I feel that... As I said earlier, Miss Isabel caught my sire in a much better mood. He's usually quite strict.
So, do you find yourself in a similar situation then? Or are you free to do as you please for the most part?
Within the realms of propriety. But, Mr. Ash, since you've introduced yourself, I am Alexa Fujita. A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Likewise. I'd love to catch up with you both sometime.
Oh, I don't think I introduced my full name. Cora Azarola.
That's an interesting surname.
Yes, it's Basque, I'm told.
Interesting. Well, he'd get out his phone and be happy to trade numbers with you both.
Cora will
Yeah,
give
sure.
hers over.
If you ever need something on or off the news, feel free to let me or Little Miss Princess over there know.
Thank you.
Nice.
Should probably get going soon, I'm assuming. I don't want to
Oh,
stay out too late.
Don't want to keep us all waiting here.
No. Especially since I haven't gone out much lately.
That's fair.
And I'm sure she's already heard some of what's gone on tonight. She eyes her handler.
Yeah, it should be noted, Cora has literally had that handler right next to her the whole time.
Even on the balcony? That's so uncomfortable.
No, he'll watch from the room. He's not that over the top.
Okay.
Well. How unfortunate for you.
Cora, Ash is just gonna pull you close quite gently for a second and whisper something to you. I'm gonna put it
Okay.
in your DMs. One second. Meanwhile, as I do that, you can keep talking. Continue. Discuss.
Okay. How long have you been in the city, Mr. Fujita?
Oh, only a few nights. It's why I came here, hoping to catch up on the local gossip. But please, that Mr. title, I find it's ill-fitting. Alexa is fine.
That's fair. You may call me Cora if you'd like.
Very well, Cora. Is my dear sire anywhere to be seen, skulking around still?
If you head out the VIP room, you can see he's just sitting in a booth downstairs, just keeping track. You're not the only kindred here. There are a few other predatory auras, but they seem to be here feeding. He seems to be keeping track, making sure there are no messy incidents. His mere presence seems to be enough to deter most kindred from getting greedy.
Yeah. I'm not gonna bother him while he's on the clock, as it were.
Seems like you reasoned the Harpy probably gave him a heads up of this meeting and knew that a few kindred were going to be here.
A few young ones at that.
Yeah, we all know how messy those meetings can get. So,
Well, it seems that I have all night. As the sheriff is working. As long as our dear Harpy deigns to suffer my presence, anyway.
for as long as you need me, although I must say you are as bad as conversational as your sire is.
I apologize. I suppose it's in the blood.
I suppose it is. Okay, when I was just gonna say, well, I should probably be getting out of here.
By all means, let us know when you wish to have a discussion.
Yes, please do.
I'll see you around then.
It was great to meet you.
A pleasure to meet you both, and we'll give you a genteel bow, the both of you, and we'll take his leave.
She'll like give a curtsy in return.
And Alexa will give the the very deep waist bow. Have a pleasant evening.
Ash heads on out. And I think that would be a good place to end our scene.
Sounds good to me.
Alright.
Yep.
Pleasure playing. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all next time. Bye bye.